If there's one thing a Dungeon Master really enjoys about Dungeons & Dragons, it would probably be being able to hold their players' emotions in their hands. A random roll of the dice behind the DM screen can send even the staunchest of players to the edge of their seat. And it's that anticipation that makes D&D a really fun game to play. But anticipation can turn to apprehension or even aversion within players if it's not handled well. A big part of Dungeons & Dragons is the players making decisions that drive the narrative forward. Sometimes, players want to try things that could have disastrous consequences for them or their party. Other times, the party comes up with a harebrained scheme that, to you, doesn't really have much chance of success. It can be very tempting as a Dungeon Master to dissuade the players from making that particular decision, and there's one thing many DMs will say in that moment. I'm talking about the old adage, "Are you sure about that?" Everyone knows this is code for, you should probably make a better decision, or even, no, don't do that. And that's problematic for a couple of reasons. One, it takes away player autonomy. You are essentially saying, in not so many words, no, I don't think that's a good idea, you should really try doing something else. That takes away the player's choice, and it discourages creative thinking. Secondly, it breaks the flow of the game, sometimes grinding it to a halt as players become apprehensive. They begin fretting over what the possible consequence of that decision is, and they become stymied in making decisions for fear of making mistakes. So what can you say instead? It's quite simple. You say yes and or yes but. I've heard it both ways. It is the perfect response to your players when they say, hey, I want to try this really cool thing. Because you're validating their autonomy as a player and simultaneously giving them the context they need in order to turn it into an informed decision. Yes, you can leap from the burning balcony to the roof of the other building, but give me an athletics check. Yes, you can grasp the orb and try to yank it from the altar to disrupt the magic ritual, but you will need to expend a spell slot. Or, if it's a character without a spellcasting class, you'll need to use your own life force. Give me a Constitution saving throw. Yes, you can use your movement and action to run forward and grab your fallen companion and haul them to safety, away from the dragon's breath attack, but you'll need to shield them with your own body. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Or, you can hang back behind cover safely and leave the other player to their fate. As the DM, you're saying, yes, you can try this thing, but you're also presenting them with the challenges, conditions, and risks they're facing in order to accomplish it. Yes, but is a better alternative to are you sure about that because it is proactive. It keeps the game going by giving players permission to try crazy dangerous things while also turning it into a potentially difficult decision that could drive the narrative of your game. You are also teaching your players that their actions really do have consequences both for themselves and for the world around.